Our presence here today is to show our solidarity as school leaders and for our youth of Baltimore City.
They gathered outside City Hall this week to show their anger over the precarious Baltimore school budget. A group not often inclined to demonstrations, but now within an earshot of Mayor Catherine Pugh's office, demanding that someone fill a $129 million budget deficit.
The current budget season has brought with it a particularly extreme level of angst and has the potential to make negative, lasting impacts on our students' lives.
Roughly 50 principals of Baltimore City schools airing publicly the implications of the across-the-board 20% cuts to their budgets. The protest was at times emotional.
And William Packer stands with Benjamin Franklin. And Benjamin Franklin stands with Roland Parks. And Roland Parks stands with John Commodore.
But also different than past public displays of dissatisfaction with school funding. That's because there is an awareness that shortchanging education in Baltimore is not just about the fiscal ills of the city, but a result of stark choices made over decades. Among them, consistently funding police at twice the rate of education, and major tax breaks given to developers over the years, including a recent $600 million subsidy to Under Armour owner and billionaire Kevin Plank to build out Port Covington.
Last week, I sat down with a group of students from Patterson High School and showed them a copy of a past city budget. And one young woman looked up and said, "Councilman, I don't believe this. Is it really true that you all spend almost twice as much on police as on our schools?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Councilman, the message this budget sends is that you all are more interested in incarcerating me than in educating me."
Which is why when hundreds of students gathered last week in Annapolis, they aired the same concern.
That should be the #1 priority of funding in Baltimore is education, because if we don't educate our kids, some of them will end up in jail. The school to prison pipeline is happening. The only thing they have to get ahead is education.
But the time had come to invest in them, and by extension, the future. This is Stephen Janis and Taya Graham reporting for the Real News Network in Baltimore, Maryland.